Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα. Είμαι ο Αντώνης Τελόπουλος. Καλώς ήρθατε σε μία ακόμη εκπομπή επί του θέματος. Σήμερα έχουμε τη μεγάλη τιμή και χαρά να φιλοξενούμε μια από τις μεγαλύτερες πολιτικές φυσιογνωμίες των Δυτικών Βαλκανίων, διαμορφωτή της πολιτικής στα Βαλκάνια, αντιπρόεδρο της κυβέρνησης της Βορείου Μακεδονίας και Υπουργού Οικονομικών στην γειτονική χώρα. Ο άνθρωπος ο οποίος υπήρξε επικεφαλής της διπλωματικής αποστολής της γείτονος πριν από μερικές εβδομάδες στη Θεσσαλονίκη, όπου υπήρξε και ένα συνάντηση με τον Υπουργό Εξωτερικών των ΗΠΑ, τον κύριο Πομπέο. Πολλές ειδήσεις προκύψαν από τη συγκεκριμένη επίσκεψη και για την προοπτική επενδύσεων στην Βαλκανική, αμερικανικών επενδύσεων, αλλά και για τις σχέσεις που διαμορφώνονται μεταξύ της Ελλάδος και της Βορείου Μακεδονίας μετά σχεδόν ένα χρόνο και παραπάνω από την εφαρμογή της Συμφωνίας των Πρεσπών. Γι' αυτό με τη βοήθεια της τεχνολογίας θα έχουμε τη μεγάλη τιμή και χαρά να φιλοξενούμε στο παράθυρο της Δέλτα Τηλεόραση τον Αντιπρόεδρο της κυβέρνησης Βορείου Μακεδονίας. Deputy President, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you for the invitation, Mr. Antonis Telopoulos. Thank you for having the chance to speak in front of your audience.
On your recent trip to Thessaloniki with the North Macedonian delegation, you met Secretary Pompeo and the US delegation. In this trip, the delegations discussed the prospect of business partnerships with USA. The same discussions took place with the Greek delegation also. Which areas of cooperation did you discuss with the US delegation? Which did you discuss with the Greek delegation?
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Actually, the topics that were discussed with both delegations were around the same issues, and that's the regional cooperation, the cooperation, economic cooperation, and the cooperation in the several energy projects. As you may be aware, the energy projects and energy sector is becoming an issue, not only in Western Balkan, but as well in all Southeast Europe and European market as well. We did speak on several concrete projects, and that's one of them is the terminal near Alexandroupolis, which is related to LNG terminal. We spoke about gas interconnector between Greece and North Macedonia and other bilateral relations which should normally enable better business environment in both countries for his investment from the Greek side in Macedonia, North Macedonia, but as well from North Macedonia being able to enrich their cooperation, business cooperation with Greece.
So you met also Greek ministers in Thessaloniki, and there is a chance for three-party cooperation after this trip?
Well, I would rephrase the question. Actually, it's not an issue of three-party cooperation or bilateral cooperation. We spoke about the post-COVID era. That is actually the era for increasing regional competitiveness towards the global market. We spoke with our Greek colleagues and the USA colleagues in order to see how we might actually do the whole region much more competitive as it is for the moment. Therefore, we said that whatever is needed to be done in relation of the approach is more than welcome. Normally, we spoke about how we might do the regional cooperation or the cooperation of Western Balkan 6 countries and the EU member states, especially Greece and other strategic partners in this path, more competitive towards the global market. Therefore, I would say that we didn't spoke only on three-party or bilateral cooperation, but we spoke much more on how we might enrich our bright possibility for cooperation.
In Greece, the voting in Parliament of 3 memoranda of understanding with North Macedonia is pending. Are you worried about this delay? Have you discussed with the Greek side about this delay? What information has been given to you by the Greek government on this issue of delay?
Actually, we did spoke with our Greek partners. I would not call it a delay. It's just an administrative issue, and it's about the administrative procedure from both sides. And actually, according to our Greek colleagues, it's a matter of days where these agreements will be just ratified in the according institution and in the parliament. Therefore, the spirit of cooperation, which was actually set in the not only at that meeting, but even in our previous visit to Athens in last days of September, showed that we are not talking on obstacles, neither delays, but we are just openly seeing as a process in which both countries actually should start and should finish what was agreed upon.
As President Zάεφ has said, Greece supports the accession of North Macedonia in EU after the Prespa agreement. At the moment, it seems that the Bulgaria has objections to your accession to the EU. Do you believe that Greece can play a role and influence Bulgaria to change its stance? You have asked from the Greek government to support you in this problem, as there is a good climate of understanding between our countries.
Yeah, it is good for all countries in our region to look forward and not to be drawn backwards by historical disputes and problems of the past. We need to build a region worthy of the 21st century, a region of peace and prosperity, safe and secure, a region of opportunities, actually a region where our young generation can see its future. We need to help each other and encourage our friends and neighbors that solutions to all problems is found only through dialogue, tolerance and diplomacy. This is a European way. This is the modern way of our region in the 21st century. I think that all countries should act in this manner and encourage others to find solutions through dialogues. In this endeavor, we see Greece as our partner and friend. So it is naturally that a friend helps you when there is a need.
So do you believe that Greece can play a role, can play the cable between you and Bulgaria in this issue?
Absolutely, yes. We see Greece as one of our strategic partners now, especially after the Prespa agreement, and therefore we do seek a help of friends, because I think that in the European path we will need plenty of friends, and that therefore Greece, we see it as one of them.
Do you believe that there is the same view from Greek government? They expressed to you something like that?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I have been part of the both delegations, one in Thessaloniki and one in Athens, where we met high officials of the Greek government, and actually I do saw a quite big commitment of mutual, I will not call it help, but of mutual understanding of the same problems. Because I will cite it, one of your politicians, he said, we needed help from our friends when we started the integration road to European Union. Unfortunately, we didn't have neighbor to be our friend. And in this case, North Macedonia has a neighbor who is a friend, which might help us in the European path.
In this summit, in economy summit in Athens, according to statements by Prime Minister Zάεφ to Euronews, Kyriakos Mitsotakis gave battles for North Macedonia. What are these battles, and what areas of cooperation are you talking about with the Greek government in Economist Summit?
Well, we talked actually all the possibilities of the cooperation with Greece, because we spoke that there is an era where we have to widen and deepen our cooperation. As you may know, Greece is already our second biggest trading partner, and third biggest investor in our country. But still, we think that there is a room to improve cooperation in economy, trade, but as well education, youth exchange, tourism, security, and all other fields of mutual interest. We are very grateful that we have unwavering support from Greece to advance for EU integration. With Prime Minister Mitsotakis, we spoke about exchange of know-how in the digitalization, for example, of the processes in our institutions. We spoke about the energetic sector, energetic projects, and we spoke how we might, both governments, we might foster and bigger economic cooperation.
But what are exactly these battles which Kyriakos Mitsotakis gave for you?
Well, we openly spoke about how we might push forward the gas interconnector between Greece and North Macedonia. You know that this interconnector is substantial for North Macedonia becoming an energetic hub, not only for Western Balkan 6, but energetic hub for European Union market as well. We spoke about the potential investments from the several Greek companies to North Macedonia in the area of energy, but not only. But lastly, we as well spoke on certain joint ventures that might be enhanced between our business companies of both countries.
A commission for the Macedonian trademarks is set up under the Prespes agreement. Here in Greece, there are people who are not happy with the progress made by the commission. What is the status of this issue, and have you discussed with the Greek government about changes concerning the commission and the definition of trademarks?
Yeah, first, I think that we have to clarify. We are talking, according to the Prespes agreement, on an international expert group that will help on the issues of trademarks and other issues. But we believe that there is a mutual understanding and interest between our friendly neighbor countries. Therefore, I believe it is of both interests that we continue this process. And for sure, personally, I think we will continue. Of course, we are aware that there are bumps and there might be bumps on the road, as any relationship has had. But with open dialogue, step by step, we are figuring things in the best way possible, and we are solving. Therefore, I would not really say that we do have obstacles or not or problems faced during the process. There might be individuals which are unhappy with people part of the committee, international expert group, or a commission, as you referred to.
The Greek side last year carried out a campaign for the trademarks. Do you think that it negates the purpose of the commission?
Well, we are at the opinion, actually, that every step which is done only on one side, it might, I would say, not negates but the purpose of the Commission. But it's actually not in the spirit of the friendship and as well of the agreement reached in Prespes agreement. Therefore, we do see that there is strong need of much more closer cooperation and discussion for all open issues in order to not have unilateral steps which might jeopardize the whole positive atmosphere that is created after the Prespes agreement.
Before the Greek elections, Kyriakos Mitsotakis has objections about the Prespes agreement. Now, as Prime Minister, do you believes in this agreement?
Well, I would not want to comment on his strong views on the Prespes agreement. because there might be a political views. But what I see is a constructive side, constructive part, which wants to foster and enables Prespa's agreement conditions and obligations that are coming from this international agreement. Therefore, I do see on the Greek government a partner which is committed not only to implement the Prespa agreement, but actually sees as an opportunity in the era of after the Prespa agreement has been signed.
Prime Minister Zάεφ also expressed his belief in a future of peace and cooperation between Greece, North Macedonia, and all the Balkans. The defense cooperation between our countries helps this vision.
Yeah. We are today allies in NATO, and normally we are committed to building strategic partnership. The name dispute between our two countries created big obstacles in our cooperation for 30 years. Now we have the task to improve and move our cooperation forward and faster, including in defense matters. We are more than glad that Greece is a NATO ally that is doing our air policing of our sky. For us, it is very important that the first overflights, I will mention once more, the first ever overflights were done together with US and Greek airplanes. This actually underlines our cooperation and close relation as NATO allies. It is also a direct benefit of us from the NATO integration, because we do believe that now we are safer, our stability and sovereignty is reinforced thanks to our NATO membership. NATO allies, and in particular Greece, is here to help us not only to strengthen our mutual cooperation, but to see and to tell that the benefits of the NATO alliance is much more greater than only keeping your back, feeling safe and secure.
So, as a NATO ally and future European partner, what is your position on the issue of Turkey's provocation against Greece?
Well, as we have said before several times, we encourage the escalation of the situation and support the dialogue that was facilitated by NATO. We ask NATO allies to be calm. We believe that all issues among friends and allies should be approached through dialogue. Therefore, we all have responsibility to maintain peace and stability in our wider region.
So, there is also a criticism of delays from your part in the implementing some of the issues stemming from the Prespa agreement. Do you accept this criticism? And what is your response to this criticism? There will be acceleration from your part.
First, I do think that we have shown a high commitment in fulfilling the Prespa's agreement obligations. We implemented the main elements of the Prespa agreement in very short period of time and according to the agreement. We changed our constitution in a very long process full with challenges, and we changed the name of our country. Today, Republic of North Macedonia is the name used erga omnes, according to the Prespa agreement. It is in full use domestically and internationally. I will repeat, it is in full use domestically, not only internationally. The usage and implementation of the Prespa agreement can be advanced and speed up with the opening of the EU negotiation and the opening and negotiation of specific chapters of the EU acquis. On the other hand, there are still political forces that oppose the implementation of the Prespa agreement, and we are aware of it. There were cases where the signs that we put in front of the monuments were vandalized and demolished, but we put up new ones, and they were again vandalized. We will not give up. but continue the implementation. If there is some delay and inconsistency, it is not because of our goodwill and commitment, but due to the fact that we have weak administrative capacities, slow bureaucracy, and insufficient resources. In addition, the challenge of pandemic puts on a strain that the entire public sector as well as the entire society. This is not an excuse not to abide the international obligation, but an understanding for dealing in a very complex environment. But at the end, we still remain committed and dedicated to fully implement the Prespas Agreement.
According to the Euroactive network, the president of the Greek Chambers of Commerce talked with Prime Minister Zάεφ in the context of Economist conference last September for the refusal of some Chamber of Commerce in North Macedonia to change their name by removing the term Macedonian, but also because they systematically avoid dialogue with their Greek colleagues. You will take initiatives to resolve the issue and open a dialogue channel between the chambers of commerce of the two countries?
Yeah, fully agree. In our last meetings that we had with the Chamber of Commerce in Athens, we emphasized that whatever is becoming or is coming out as an obligation of the Prespa Agreement will be fulfilled. I know that through the process there might be a certain delays, but it is in my strong belief that it is the best for chambers and companies to talk directly, not talking through another channel. I think that they have had a very fruitful dialogue in the past that led to the fact that Greece is our second biggest trade partner and third biggest investor. During the very successful economic forum that we had in Skopje in April 2019, there were many companies from Greece and North Macedonia present. The president of our chamber announced publicly that they will use the new name Republic of North Macedonia in their name. We are aware, and the Chamber of Commerce is as well, that there are obligations as governments to open the door for business cooperation and to create the best possible conditions for them to prosper. This is precisely what I am committed to. I expect that we will soon have ratified the Memorandum for Economic Cooperation and that we will form a joint steering group for developing economic cooperation. The composition of this steering group envisaged in the memorandum is to have members from the business community from Greece and North Macedonia and to have members from both governments. The members of the business community are more in numbers than the governmental representative. And this is a clear signal that it should be the economic operators in the driving seat and the government should be in charge of taking out obstacles in the road.
So do you believe, according to the Prespas Agreement, they should removing the term Macedonian?
I think there is a commitment. We have spoken with the Chamber of Commerce. It's a just matter of time when they will meet bilaterally and accordingly start the process of the changes according to the constitutions. At the end, as I said, the constitutional change of the name of the country is the constitutional change, and everyone actually should accordingly use it.
Deputy President, thank you very much for the opportunity and the honor to discuss together tonight.
It is my pleasure. It was my pleasure actually to be part of Greek TV and speak in front of the Greek citizens who I admire for their hospitality whenever we are their guest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Λοιπόν, ήταν ο Αντιπρόεδρος της κυβέρνησης Ζάεφ και Υπουργός Οικονομικών, Φατμίρ Μπιτίγκη, σε μια πολύ ενδιαφέρουσα συζήτηση, η οποία νομίζω έχει δημιουργήσει και κάποιες πολύ σημαντικές ειδήσεις που θα συζητηθούν στο κοντινό μέλλον. Κάπου εδώ όμως η εκπομπή μας έφτασε στο τέλος της. Ευχαριστούμε που μείνατε ως αργά μαζί μας. Μείνετε στη Δέλτα Τηλεόραση, ακολουθούν ωραία πράγματα. Εμείς τα ξαναλέμε την επόμενη Πέμπτη.